welcome to the channel. I'm Divya Biano. I work as a software developer in Glance. I have been associated with Newton School from the past few months as a mentor. Newton School is a platform which prepares you for a career in tech. It has courses designed for students, working professionals, and also with women with no tech background. Newton School first trains you for a full 6 months and helps you in becoming amazing full stack developers. It has a network of more than 300 companies. So once the training is complete, Newton School also ensures that you get placed in some of the best companies in the country. And the best part about this program is that this is a pay after placement program, which means that you don't have to pay Newton School until and unless you get placed in a company with a minimum of 5 lakh C2C. Launchpad is another such initiative taken by Newton School. It is for people who want to learn coding from scratch and also learn the basics of different programming languages for absolutely free of cost. This video is also available in the Launchpad section of Newton School, where you can practice different assignments and quizzes related to the course. Please do check out the Launchpad section. I will share the link with you in the description box. Now let's get started with it. So in today's video, we are going to understand the merge sort algorithm, which is a very famous sorting algorithm. It sorts a particular array of length n in order of n log n. So today we are going to understand the logic behind it and how does merge sort work and how is it able to sort the array in this particular time complexity. So based on the given question and the understanding behind merge sort, you would have understood that the input of a merge sort is an array, more specifically an unsorted array, and the output is also an array, and more specifically a sorted array with the same elements but in a sorted manner. So how does this particular merge sort work? So merge sort actually works with the divide and conquer approach. So it divides the particular problem in half sections every time, and it reaches till the end when there are only one element left in each bucket, and then it actually just checks between these two elements, and based on these two elements it checks which one is smaller or greater, and based on that it basically for that one element, the two elements array which will be formed after merging them, it basically gives a sorted form of that by doing a check in between these two elements. Let me explain you how. So given the example to us, which is 1 8 3 4 6 2 5, so what a merge sort will do is firstly it will divide. So what does it divide? After that sorts and then merge, and while merging also sort. Okay, so it will do 1 8 3 4, and here it will go 6 2 5. Now in after this as well, what it will do is again divide it. So as I mentioned that this will keep on dividing until unless we come to the base root, okay, base, like, which is one element. So here we have 6 2, and here we have 5. Again we are going to divide. So now at this point, when there is only one element, so we know an array of one element is always sorted because that is the only element, and there is no bigger or smaller element there. So this particular the leaf level is always sorted. Now what it does is, after this, when it will return back, so we will have two sorted arrays, right? We have one of one and we have the other sorted array containing 8. So when we actually go back with the two sorted arrays, after that what it tells is that merge two sorted arrays. So I have explained this particular problem about merge two sorted arrays in my previous video, the link which will be given in the description box as well as here. So what it basically tells is, once these two come, we need to merge them in a sorted manner. So now when we go back, so this will be 1 and 8 here, this will be 3 and 4 here, and this will be 2 and 6 here, okay. And then when we go above, right, 1 8 3, so now again we have a sorted array, right, 1 8 3 4 2 6 5. Now when we go back, we have to merge again two sorted arrays, right. So what we are going to do is, we are going to merge 1 3 4 8 here and 2 5 6 here, okay. Now again we have two sorted arrays, we go up and we merge them, right. And so this will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 8. So this particular output will be our desired output, which will be sorted array, right. And so this is how merge sort works, okay. Now how do we actually merge two sorted arrays? As I mentioned, I've explained it in the previous video. I will explain it here as well in a crisp form, but let's first write the logic behind this particular dividing and then merging, okay. So suppose merge two sorted array, the function was given to you, okay. Okay, so what this particular merge sort particularly does is, so we'll start with the merge sort function, in which the argument will be an integer array. So the first thing that we are going to do is find the length of the array, okay. And then we are going to call another function which is merge, which basically needs an array and an L and an R, okay. Basically what it will do is, as you see in this particular code, we are dividing our array into two subarrays, right. So every time we are in the same particular array, we are always traversing between two different L and R's, right. So like in this first case, so in our left subarray and right subarray, for the left subarray we are looking in the array from 0 to 0 1 2 3 0 to third element, and in the second subarray we are looking to the 4 to 6th sub element, okay. So that is the reason why we need an L and R. And what this merge function does is, what is the role of this function? So basically it divides the array in two subarrays, and then it after the result has come of these two subarrays, which will be sorted arrays, right, because that is the whole role of the sorting functions, right. So after that, after these two sorted subarrays have come, it will also merge these two sorted subarrays and make a complete sorted array, okay. So now we have a merge function which will basically be an integer array and L and an R. So we will only, so there can be three scenarios of these L and R's, right. L can be less than R, L can be equal to R, and L can be greater than R. When L is greater than R, basically that means that our subarray's left start index is greater than N index, which is not possible. So we are not going to do anything in that particular case, we are just going to return. Then if L is equal to R, that means we currently have a subarray of one element. When we only have one element in an array, it is a sorted array by itself, because there is no bigger or smaller element in that particular array. So we will just return it. So out of the three conditions, we only have to work when L is less than R, okay. So what we are going to do when L is less than R is, we are going to first find the mid, which is L plus R divided by 2. And then we are going to call again the merge function, as we say, we divide it, and then we call handle the smaller chunk. So we are going to call merge function on our left subarray, which will be from L to mid, and then we are also going to call the merge function on our right subarray, which will be from mid plus 1 to R. And then after this, when we have come across when our left subarray has been sorted and our right subarray has been sorted. After that, what we are going to do is we are going to merge these two sorted arrays. Okay, how? So currently we have one array, but inside that array we have two smaller subarrays, right, which is from L to mid to R. Okay, so now L, mid and R here in this particular case will tell us that from which position to which position do we have to look for those two sorted subarrays, and from which position to which position do we have to insert the cumulative sorted array. Okay, so this is the whole algorithm. Let me explain it to you with the given example only. So in our initial example, which is 1, 8, 3, 4, 6, 2, 5. So this is a 7 length array. Okay, so initially we will call merge with array, right? Now merge sort. Okay, then merge sort is going to call merge with array 0 and 6 being L and R. Then merge is going to check if L is less than R, which in our case it is. It is going to find mid, which is 0 plus 6 upon 2, 3. And then it is going to create two subarrays, right, which will be from 0 to 3, and this will be from 4 to 6. Now again we'll go around with the left subarray and we'll see if L is less than R. So 0 is less than 3. So it will again do two bifurcations of a left subarray and right subarray, which will be 0 plus 3 upon 2, which is 1. So what it will do is merge array 0, 1 and merge array 2, 3. Similarly, here it will do merge. We'll check L is less than R, 4 is less than 6. So what it is going to do is it will do 4 plus 6, 10 upon 2. So mid is 5, so it will do merge 4, 5 and merge array 6, 6. So now we come here and we check if L is less than R. Yes, it is. So 0 plus 1 divided by 2, which is 0. So what it is going to do is it is going to do merge array 0, 0 and merge array 1, 1. Similarly here L is less than R, 2 is less than 3. So find the mid, which is 2 plus 3 upon 2, 5 upon 2, which is 2. So what it is going to do is merge array 2, 2 and merge array 3, 3. Similarly here L is less than R, 4 is less than 6. So we are going to find the mid, which is 4 plus 5, 9 upon 2, which is 4. So it is going to do merge array 4, 4 and merge array 5, 5. Now in this particular case it will check if L is less than R. So 6 is equals to 6. It's not less than 6. So we are not going to do anything here. So currently here we have the elements as 1, 8, 3, 4, 6, 2, 5. So when we only have one element in an array, it is always sorted, right? So we have come across two sorted arrays. So now this particular function will return here, right? And then what the merge function is going to do is it is going to merge two sorted arrays. Okay, so we are going to sort 1 and 8. So what will be our output is 1, 8 here. Okay, similarly here this particular functions are going to return two sorted arrays, and it is then merge function is going to sort the two arrays. So our output will be 3, 4. Similarly same thing is going to happen here. In this particular case, we have received 6 and 2. It is going to merge the sorted arrays, and the sorted array will be 2, 6. Then similar thing is going to happen in this particular case. This will return. So 1, 8 and 3, 4 are going to get returned. So in this particular case, the sorted array will be 1, 3. So our two sorted arrays are going to get returned, right? 1 and 8 and 3 and 4. And then we are going to merge them. And while merging, we are going to sort them. So 1, 8 and 3, 4, when they get merged, the sorted array will be 1, 3, 4 and 8. Similarly, when these get merged, 2, 6 and 5 get merged, it will be 2, 5, 6, right? And then these two arrays will get merged here finally, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, right? And then the merge function is going to return this. So our merge sort function will have this as the final sorted array, and this is how merge sort sorts the particular array and returns an array with all the elements in ascending order. Okay, so in this particular function we have understood how merge sort works, how merge function works. The only function that we assume that is currently given is merge to sorted arrays. So now let's go ahead and see what merge to sorted arrays does. Okay, so what merge to sorted arrays does is it gets an array, okay, it gets an left, it gets a mid, and it gets a R. So first thing that it does is it creates two arrays, array 1 and array 2. Okay, why it does that is because as I mentioned that these L, mid and R are basically to tell the merge to sorted arrays that which are the two sub arrays that are sorted, and then which are the two sub arrays which this particular array has to merge in a sorted manner. Okay, so this will be of length, okay, so this will be of length mid minus L. So in this particular case 0 minus 3, so it would be 0 minus 3 plus 1, sorry, mid minus L plus 1. And the second array will be of length R minus mid. So R was 6 minus 4, 2 plus 1. Okay, so basically suppose if we were merging this these arrays, right, 0, 3, 4, 6, so our mid was 3, right? So our array 1 will be 3 minus 0, 3 plus 1, so 4 length, so 0, 3, and our array 2 would be 6 minus 3, which is 4, which 6 minus 3, which is 3. So it will be R minus mid. Okay, so then we will basically insert all the elements in these new arrays. So what we need to do is we need to start from L. In case of array 1, we need to start from L and we need to go till mid, and we need to insert all the elements in we need to have a K0, so we need to insert all the elements in array 1. Okay, similarly we are going to do K0 and we are going to insert all the required elements in array 2. So for array 2 what we need to do is we need to start from mid plus 1, okay, and we need to go till R. Okay, so now both are two arrays which we have to look and sort and basically merge and sort the array. Now we have those two arrays. Now what we are going to do in this particular array is, as I've mentioned in my previous video, so we have array 1 and we have array 2. Okay, so if we look in the first the first bifurcation, so the sorted array that came to us was 1, 3, 4, 8 and 2, 5, 6. Okay, so what we are going to do here is we are going to check the element at ith position, I, and we need 2 pointers firstly, I and j. I will represent the current index of array 1 and j will represent the current index at array 2. Okay, and what we will do is we will basically always check these two elements and we will always compare them and based on whichever is the smallest will get inserted in the new array. Okay, so in this particular case, suppose if our new array will be actually of size 7, right? And what it will do is we are going to check array 1 of I and array 2 of j. So array 1 of I is 1 and array 2 of j is 2. So 1 is less than 2. So we are going to insert 1 in our new array and we are going to update our I to the next element. To know why we are only comparing first element, as I mentioned that I have explained this in my previous video. So you can go to the previous video and check it out. Now we have updated our I to the next index and we are going to do the same thing, which is we are going to compare array 1 of I and array 2 of j. So in this case it is 3 and 2. So 3 is greater than 2. So in that particular case 2 is going to get inserted here and we are going to, so in this case 2 is going to get inserted here and we are going to update our j. Now again the same thing, and now 3 is less than 5, so we are going to insert 3 and update our I. Now again 4 is less than 5, so we are going to insert 4 and update our I. Now when we do this, 8 is greater than 5, so we are going to insert 5 and update our j. Now 8 is greater than 6, so we are going to insert 6 and update our j. Now we have come outside of an array. So what we now do is, whenever we come outside one of the arrays, we always know that one of the arrays, like array 1 in this case, has some of the elements that are yet not inserted in the new array. So what we are going to do is, we are just going to go through the whole array 1 till the end and we are just going to insert all the elements in the new array. In this particular case, we will only insert 8 here, and then we are going to update our I to the next position, and our I also has come out of the bounds, that means out of the array, and all our elements have been inserted in this new array, and this new array is our sorted array. Okay, so in this particular case, as we mentioned, so we have created our array 1 and array 2, and now what we are going to do is, let me remove this and continue with the algorithm logic. So what we are going to do is, we are not going to create a new array, rather we are going to update our current given array only. The input array that is given, we are just going to update that only, and we know from which position to which position we have to update. So we have to update from L to R, because that is the current array that we are looking at. Okay, so what we are going to do is, we are, as I mentioned, we are going to have an I which is 0, we are going to have j which is 0, okay, and we are going to have k, which in normal merge to sorted arrays was 0, but here, since we know that we have to insert from Lth position, so it is going to be L. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, we are going to do this only, that while L is less than so here while L is less than array 1 dot length and j is less than array 2 of length, we are just going to update array, we are just going to check if array 1 of I is less than array 2 of j. If that is the case, that means our array 1 of I is the smallest element, so we are going to insert that in our new array, which in this case is an old array, but we are just updating the whole that L to R sub array, and we will update our I to the next index. And we are going to add the else condition, in which it means that if our array 1 of I is actually greater than or equal to array 2 of j, then in that case we are going to insert array 2 of j in our array at the kth position, and we are going to update our j to the next index. Now after we have done this particular array, and one of the arrays has actually all the elements of that particular sub array, left to right sub array, has been inserted in the new array, which in this case is the original input array, but when I'm saying new array, it means that the current from L to R position, right, the array that we have, we are updating the whole all the elements between L to R. So that particular array, all the elements of one of these sub arrays has been inserted there. But out of these two arrays, we still have one array whose all the elements are not inserted. So we are going to traverse through that and insert all the arrays. So it can be either array 1 or either 2. So we are going to write the while condition for both of them, that if like I is less than array of length, so in that case we are just going to insert array 1's element till the time all the elements are inserted. Else if array 2 elements are not inserted, we are going to insert them till the time all the elements are inserted in our array. And then we are going to return it, and now the array from index L to R is actually sorted. And so the merge function, which had to sort the elements from L to R, now sorted the elements from L to mid first by calling the same merge function, but with the index being L as L and R as mid. And then it also sorted in array mid plus 1 to R. And then after that, it actually has it has sorted the merged array from index L to R. And so this is how it first divides, merges the array, and then when it again comes back to the parent function, we have two sorted sub arrays. So while concatenating them also, we merge them, and through that we always, while leaving the merge function, we always have a sorted array. Okay, so this is how this function works. So I hope you've understood the explanation. Now let's get started with the coding. As we know, we have what we will be given in the merge sort is an integer array. So as we discussed, what we are going to do is, first we are going to create another function which will be merge, which will also require an integer array, and apart from that it will require two integers L and R, which will basically tell us from which position to which position do we have to look in this particular merge function. And then we are going to check if L is less than R. If in that scenario, if L is less than R, we are going to find a mid, which will be L plus R divided by 2, and we are going to call the merge function for L to mid and from mid plus 1 to R. And then after these two merge functions have been called and they have returned back the sorted sub arrays, what we are going to do is we are going to call merge to sorted arrays function for L to mid to R. Okay, and now let's write the merge to sorted arrays function. Okay, so what arguments it is going to take is an array and 3 indexes, which will basically tell this particular function that which are the 2 subarrays that it needs to take, it needs to merge and get the sorted array. So in this particular scenario, we are going to first create 2 subarrays, right? Array 1 and array 2. Array 1 will be of size mid minus L plus 1, which will basically consist arrays from L to mid, and array 2 will be an array of size r minus 1, r minus mid, which will basically have elements from mid plus 1 to r. So in our function, as we created 2 subarrays, right? We called a merge on L to mid and we called merge from mid plus 1 to R. So after these 2 functions have returned, so basically our array from L to mid position and our array from mid plus 1 to R is actually sorted. So now what we have to do is we need to basically merge them and insert elements from L to R in such a way that all the elements that were present in L to R have interchanged basically in a sorted manner. Okay, so now we know that as you know that L to mid and plus 1 to R are sorted. So these 2 arrays, array 1 and array 2, will be sorted. So first we need to add, we need to basically insert the elements and create array 1 and array 2. We are going to start array 1 from L to mid, and we are going to add the elements. Similarly, we are going to start inserting in array 2 from element mid plus 1 to R, so through this our array 1 and array 2 have been created, and both these arrays are sorted, and now we have to merge them. So for merging we will need two pointers, I0, J0, and in this case our K will be from L. Okay, why? Because we need to update the same array, and in this array all the elements have to be updated from element L to R. So we are going to start our index from L, and we need to keep on updating and incrementing it till we reach R. So what we are going to do is, while I is less than array 1 dot length and j is less than array 2 dot length, we are going to check if array 1 of I is less than array 2 of j. If that's the case, we are going to update our k. We are going to update the array at kth position. We are going to insert array 1 of I and increment our I and k. Else, if like array 2 is less than or equals to array 1, array 2 of j is less than equals to array 1 of I, so we are going to insert in our array at the kth position array of 2 j, and at the same time increment j and k as well. Now after this, one of the arrays will not be iterated fully, like all the elements would not have been inserted in the array. So we are going to check if our array if our I is less than array 1 of length, which means that all the elements of array 1 are not inserted in array. So in that particular case, we are going to insert our all our elements of array 1 in array. And we are going to do a similar check for array 2 as well. And after this, all our elements have been added in array from L to R in a sorted manner, so we can return it. So now our merge function has actually divided it, and after that the output that has come, it has also combined in a sorted manner, so our merge function can also return it. And now our merge sort function can actually call array, and initially when merge sort is going to call, it is going to call for the whole array. So it is going to call for from 0th till array dot length minus 1, and then once merge function returns, that means our array has been sorted, so we can return, and our code is complete. So now let's try and run it. So we are going to run it for say 2, 8, 3, 4, 6, 1, 5. Okay, so we are going to run it for 7 elements, and the elements are 2, 8, 3, 4, 6, 1, 5. Now let's see what our output is going to be. So as we see, our output has come out to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, which is sorted. So this is how merge sort works. I hope you like the explanation. If you like it, please do give it a try on Newton School's Launchpad. Thank you.